So now, somebody that we've been missing every time our last few podcast videos is what's going on with Mick Zerafa. It's the IBF that he's the mandatory for, correct? No, the WBA.
Well, it was mandatory for both, and he's picked the WBA.
Okay, so it hasn't been confirmed, but it's been heavily rumored. I don't want to confirm it that Mick Zerafa has accepted a step-aside deal for full now WBA champion Erislandy Lara to take on Danny Garcia. Now, I knew something was cooking because Danny Garcia, for one, is too small for 160 in my personal opinion, and many would say that. From what 140-pound champion, 147. He fought his last fight at 154, and now he's jumped all the way up to 160. This rumored Erislandy Lara Danny Garcia fight is rumored to be on August the 5th, which would have to be announced sometime soon. And it would be at a catchweight of 155 pounds. It is said that Mick Zerafa is going to be on the undercard and has accepted money to be on the undercard and to face the winner, a fight which he will likely get because Erislandy Lara and or Danny Garcia won't be moving up to 168 pounds. Other champs in the division, Jermell Charlo, Carlos Ocampo is going to be taking on Julian J. Rock Williams in July. Janjabek Alimhanla, he's still trying to find a fight, and you have that IBF belt right now that is vacant. So what do you think about Mick Zerafa? And did you think he made the right decision by letting Danny Garcia, Erislandy Lara go forward?
Well, it's a train of two thoughts, really. It's like he had two world championship fights set up, and he knocked both of them back. So he didn't fight Falco, Esquiva Falco, the Brazilian bloke.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be the IBF route. Then he went to the WBA route, and from what I've been told, the Danny Garcia Lara fight was in the works before Zerafa was named the number one contender.
Okay.
That's what I've been told. All right. So, and I've been, talking to Mick's team, and, basically he's been paid, I don't know, I think the sum is rumored around a couple of $100,000 to step aside, get a guaranteed undercard fight, and then fight the winner. So
that's three paydays. Basically, you got the step aside agreement, you got the money that he's making for fighting on the undercard, getting the exposure, and then if he wins, the payday for fighting Erislandy Lara, Danny Garcia.
I don't know if he's getting paid. I think the step aside agreement and the fight is
got you. That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't think they're going to pay him step aside and pay him to fight again. I think that's his.
It's probably
money, but you can have this.
I would think that it would be at least some type of percentage, and then it's like, all right, if we were paying you $150,000, you step aside, we'll give you another $50,000, maybe. I don't know. We'll let this fight go forward.
I heard around a couple of $100,000. I mean, that I don't know if that's confirmed or not.
Okay, but yeah, basically he took a step aside deal, and letting the bigger fight go forward to what I'm guessing he would get. It would be a bigger fight for him, maybe to bring it over to. I don't see Lara or Danny Garcia going to Australia.
No. It'll be to get his name. It does make smart business sense. You're getting paid. You're going to get an easy fight on the undercard, and you're guaranteed the winner. Who wouldn't take that deal?
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's been somewhat active.
I mean, personally, I would have said fuck it and fought Lara, but that's what I would have done. I said, nah, fuck. Because you don't want to end up like Barker. Sorry. You don't want to end up like Barker and Mertzalias. Fuck that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's a whole different video. But I'm looking right now. He's been, it's been a little up and down since the Tim Tszyu shenanigans. But Mundine, March of 2021. Naiway.
Well, let's be honest here. He hasn't had a decent fight since the second Horn fight.
Pretty much. Yeah. But you know what? Because Erislandy Lara's legs is pretty gone, and he's been looking shaky in some fights, and hasn't really had a good resume in these fights that he has been fighting. I want to say that I would give him a chance against Erislandy Lara. I'm not saying he would beat him, but I'm saying it would be a much more competitive fight. Zerafa being the pressure fighter and being so much younger than a lot of people would give it credit for. Now, him versus Danny Garcia, I don't know. I would not be surprised.
Mick would punch the shit out of Danny Garcia.
That's what I want to say. I would believe that he could probably beat Danny Garcia because he's just too big. He'll be able to walk him down.
Oh, walk him down and knock him the fuck out.
Yeah. I think so. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with that, and if it is official or if it is going to be announced for August the 5th. Since it's June the 5th right now, we should be hearing some news soon.
Yeah. Well, from what I've heard, it's all going ahead, and pray that no one gets hurt or anything. August the 5th, that'll happen, and then Mick will get his shot in sometime in November.
All right, we got a couple more topics left. Before we're going to talk about Tim Tszyu and Carlos Ocampo next after we what is going on with Dempsey McKean? Have you heard anything? His career just hit like a wall.
Well, from Tyson Fury himself, and if you go on the channel, you'll actually see the 2 interviews I had with Tyson Fury, and Dempsey McKean is mentioned in one of them. And basically, Tyson came out and said, I'm going to knock him the fuck out. And I had to hold my tongue, but I was so tempted to say, oh, bullshit, just stop fucking around and fight Usyk. But, I didn't want to upset him, and he might not talk to me again after that. So I kept my mouth shut. But I was resisting the temptation to say bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Dempsey's not even ranked by the WBC, by the way. He's only ranked by the by the IBF and the WBO.
I didn't even know this myself, and everyone was following Tyson around like a bad smell, but Sonny Bill Williams, Paul Gallen's name got mentioned, bloody every Australian heavyweight ever put on a set of gloves' name got mentioned. I'm like, bull. I think Tyson Fury was just fucking stirring the pot and seeing how much bullshit he could spread. He's not fighting any of those guys.
Yeah, and I can't imagine him fight. Like, why fight in Australia? Like, I just don't see it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, his career, like, I don't know what the hell is going on with him. He's supposed to be coming back in August, and then rumored to be coming back in December. But as we said, like, I don't know, like, what's going on, like with that guy. But
publicity stuff. Yeah. I reckon legit. If he did fight in Australia, he could get 50,000 people in a stadium. Why the hell not? I think he could. I mean, Pacquiao did it, but then again, Pacquiao was a lot bigger than bloody Tyson Fury. But you think about it, let's be honest, the only reason Parker Opolu was a success was because Tyson Fury was there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it got Volkanovski there, which got, Volkanovski rocked up, and then Izzy rocked up, and the other old mate, the Brazilian guy, what's his name? The Brazilian guy rocked up. The middleweight that Izzy knocked out last fight. What's his name? The UFC bloke.
Forgot his name that quick.
I can't. Yeah, but the Brazilian bloke. He even rocked up. So I didn't see him there, but he was there. So heaps of people rocked up. I mean, no, it was a fantastic show. I I think everyone got caught up in the publicity of it, but that was a big coup for No Limit because they got all those people to their cards, and they're like, well, that's making a big noise.
Star-studded event.
We're going to talk because it's worked for him because Zero Campo is already sold out. It's 2 weeks out, sold out, gone. Okay. No more tickets. 8,000 seat arena, bang, gone.
Okay, well, that's the perfect way to jump right into it. I have that article pulled up here. Tim Tszyu, I never considered withdrawing after a bite. I feel like the best at 154. So what the hell happened?
His dog bit him. His fucking dog bit him on the arm.
Man, you give them dog their treats, man. Like, they go jumping on you, like, but how would that have caused him to withdraw? I'm trying to see if there's no pictures up it or anything. Like, did the dog bite so deep that he tore something?
A couple of punches. Couple of punch wounds. Oh, shit. Did I send you that video where he actually has a media scrum for that? Did I send that to you?
I'm looking at it now. Here's what Boxing Scene has learned that Tim Tszyu was forced to undergo emergency surgery to treat a severe cut on his right arm he suffered over the weekend. The severity of the injury and the recovery process are not immediately known, though the development comes just 3 weeks prior to Tim Tszyu's planned interim WBO shot against WBO fight against Carlos Ocampo. So something probably was torn up in there.
Oh, I don't know, but apparently the
Because
dog got him good, mate.
yeah, because if it was even, you know, a possibility that the fight can be pulled off, it probably was something like serious going on. That's going to be a $60 pay-per-view for Australia. Here in the States, it is going to be on Showtime. Showtime just last week, I believe it was Friday, officially released a press release for the fight confirming that it's going to be broadcast on Showtime. And the undercard is going to feature Rais Aleem versus Sam Goodman in an eliminator. I forgot which division though. 122.
122. 122, yeah. 122.
How do you feel about this fight? Rais Aleem, it's Rais Aleem. Put it this way, he's good, slick boxer. I remember I covered his last two fights, but I don't see anything special yet, if that makes sense. I don't see anything special, but it's a quality co-feature for this card. It's going to be a very, very good fight with Sam Goodman, 14-0 with 7 KOs. Rais Aleem is 20-0 with 12 KOs. Rais Aleem is 32 years old, by the way, 5'6", from residing in Vegas. Goodman is only 24 years old. They both fought. Oh no, excuse me. He fought TJ Doheny, the only fighter that I know of on his resume. But what do you think about Sam Goodman?
Oh, I think we've been watching him for a while. Real good. Quality fighter. Not the power punching. What's his KO percentage? Because his last fight he should have won by KO, but he didn't.
14-0, 17 KOs.
14-0, 7 KOs. Okay, right. So he needs to get that KO percentage up, because when you get up to that top tier, you need those one power knockouts, and I don't think Sam Goodman's got them. But technical fighter, very patient. Uses a very tactician.
Okay.
So most, if not all, of his fights are won. He banks the rounds, he outboxes them, he outworks them. But I just want to see more knockouts on his resume, because as he gets up higher, he's going to need them. And at 122, who do you think he's going to run into eventually?
Yeah, exactly. Inoue or Stephen Fulton. But,
Yeah, exactly. And those guys would destroy him at this point. So, yeah, he needs to get those knockouts up.
Yes, it is a mandatory fight to be the mandatory for Stephen Fulton and Naoya Inoue at 122 pounds. So that's going to be a very, very interesting fight. Other fighters on undercard.
I thought, is that a WBO eliminator? I thought I know he was fighting the WBC against Fulton. Any WBC?
Oh yeah, my bad. I got it confused. You're right. Let me make sure I pull it up. Make sure it's it. For some reason,
bloody hope so, because I think shit. If the winner's going to fight a Naoya, they're going to get freaking destroyed.
No, Fulton is the WBC and the WBO. So yes.
Oh shit, is he? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, the winners and all sorts of shit then.
Yeah.
They're going to run in a way. They're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, Rais Aleem is number 2. And Inoue is number 1 by the WBO. He's getting his shot. Rais Aleem is number 2. Sam Goodman is number 3. Number 4 for the WBO. Luis Nery is number 3. It's a very stacked top 5. A very stacked top 5. So, yeah, as you said, he's got to get that power. And this is his shot. You might as well consider this a title shot for him, for real. Because it could be a title fight. Like if they, if it was for a vacant belt. Not saying it will be, but this is a very significant fight. Other fights on the undercard. You got Justin Frost taking on Hassan Hamdan. A Hazley Heppy versus a Troy Pilcher. Vegas Larfield versus a Jermell Castillo. Rocky Ogden versus Mark. You heard any of these people? Liam Taliba versus...
Rocky I think is a featherweight. Mark Slips. You remember Mark Slips fought Brock Jarvis at 126 about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Mark Slips is a former Australian bantamweight champion, so he's a blown-up bantamweight.
Okay.
I think Rocky Ogden is a featherweight, if I'm correct. Just looking here. I'm pretty sure his fights...
yes.
super feather.
Now, yeah, he's been fighting at 130. For 130, yeah.
And Mark Slips is blown up bantamweight because, he hasn't fought since the Jarvis fight, and that was back. Holy shit, that was back in 2020. Holy shit! Was that long ago? Bloody hell!
When the way maybe he was dealing with injury.
Maybe inactivity. Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
that was during COVID. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, to be coming back at 1:30 after a long layoff, yeah, I think that's going to be a very easy night for Rocky Hayden because he's been pretty active and he's been giving people he's been belting people. He's been knocking people out. So
Yeah. This card's going to be $60 for you guys over there in Australia. Over here in the States, it's going to be on Showtime, and it's going to be a 2-fight card. The 2-fight card on our broadcast here in the States is going to be Sam Goodman and Rais Salim and Tim Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. So I guess there's no real update yet on what's going to be happening with Charlo versus Tszyu. I'm guessing. You know what? I won't even be surprised if there'll be a special announcement the night of the fight. You know, where they say like, yup, it's on a certain date. It's going to be happening, you know, with Charlo. And they might even do Charlo in the studio with Showtime again. I'm interested in that. That was pretty good. You know, to hear his thoughts after the fight.
Did you see that video that Charlo put out that said he's going to knock him the fuck out? I'm like, okay, you got to prove that in the ring, mate.
Yeah, well, first he's got to get into the ring.
Well, exactly. I mean, you can't knock him out until you jump in the ring with him.
Yeah.
So he can talk all the bullshit he wants, but until he gets in the ring, no. Everyone's sick of Charlo. No one's buying a bloody word.
I know, like you get that. I mean, I understand his injuries, but he had that momentum. Like these fighters get that momentum. Here's what he said. I'm looking at it right now. Let me see. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I'm just gonna play a little bit.
I just wanted to go online and let y'all know, happy birthday to my little youngie. And we chilling at the side of the pool. It's late night. My mama right dog, can't complain. I'm happy, I'm blessed. You know, like I've done my due diligence in the world of boxing. At 154, I'm the king. I've been the king. I'm the king. You gotta go try to, you know what Tony Harrison told you, you know, you got this staircase over here. You know. Keep doing.
Okay, my bad. My bad. Yeah, he was saying Tony Harrison told him that pretty much like, yeah, you got the easy route to the belt. So I mean, I'm guessing his promotion is starting.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting sick of Charlo sitting on the shelf doing fuck all, and I don't want the WBO or any other sanctioning body to strip him because that's just a dampener on Tim. He wins a vacant belt, and everyone's going to say, same with poor old Maloney. The only reason he's there because Charlo, he didn't fight Charlo. Well, Charlo,
yeah, he don't want that.
Whatever.
I believe it's happening, and I believe the WBO is going to allow it. It's going to happen. I don't see Charlo getting stripped, and we know that Tim Tszyu and his team don't want Charlo to be stripped themselves. You know, they actually want
I said that.
The fight. But also, yeah, the fight has already been signed. It's been signed already. So you know, of course, they got to do some updates to the contract, but that it's been done. You know, so I don't see them running into any more issues going forward. And no, for those who've been saying in comments of Charlo content, I don't believe he's ducking Tim Tszyu, and I don't believe that he faked the injury. Like I really believe that it was a significant, real injury enough to keep him out of the ring. You know, but yeah, both of those Charlos, they got to get active. But Carlos Ocampo, 35-2 with 23 KOs, 27 years old. Disappointing performance against Sebastian Fundora, but since he lost to Errol Spence back in 2018, and I covered that fight, it was a first-round knockout. It was Errol Spence's first mandatory after he had won the IBF with Kell Brook. He's been on a wicked streak of knocking a lot of fighters out. I think that Tim Tszyu can beat him, but I can confidently say that he's the hardest puncher that Tim Tszyu has fought in his career, or is going to fight in his career.
That's right.
I can say that confidently from what I've seen from Carlos Ocampo. So he's not on the same level skill-wise as Tim Tszyu, but he's a very dangerous and seasoned fighter with 2 significant losses that helped him grow his career. With sometimes, you know, like losses can make you better, and that experience that he has makes him a dangerous opponent for Tim Tszyu. You know, so I will not be surprised if we see Tim Tszyu get his bell rung. This guy is not coming out there to try to box. He's going to come out there to try to take Tim Tszyu's head off. You know, similar to Takashi Inoue, except Takashi Inoue had no skill. Like he just was swinging for everything and couldn't hit nothing.
That's right. And they did rock Tim later in that fight when he actually started throwing punches instead of just standing there looking like a bloody muscle bag with eyes. I mean, bloody hell. But yeah, I mean, as I said, this is the first fighter Tim Tszyu has fought that's under 30 world ranked at 154 since Dwight Ritchie, and
Yeah.
that's not a blind-up welterweight. So this is
Full-fledged, young, active.
Full-fledged, in his prime, well-established 154 world-ranked fighter. Not a blind-up welterweight, not past his best like Dennis Hogan
Not
was.
above 30.
Not 4 years removed from his title shot like Inouye and Terrell Boucher both were. Not looking for his last payday before he retires and looks after Alicia Baumgartner, Tony Harrison. So, you know, a full-fledged, pissed-off Mexican that wants to take this kid's head off.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to the fight because it has some intrigue to where I want to see Tim Tszyu get cracked again. I got to be honest, like, you know, and this is the perfect build-up. And shout out to Tim Tszyu and his team, you know, for you know, taking these risks for real, because he can just sit out and just wait for his Charlo fight. But in the meantime, he's been taking dangerous fights.
Well, the thing is, I spoke to Glenn Jennings about this the other day, and it is on the channel. I said, "Are you worried about injury?" He goes, "No." And I said, "Well, they didn't account the dog biting him, did they?"
Yeah.
So this is the thing. I would have said, "You've got your fight. Just 6 months is not going to kill you. Just wait." Because as you said, every fight you take, a fighter is at risk of getting injured. I mean, I did not want this to be another Justice Hooney thing. Oh, Christ, I shouldn't blaspheme, but, you know, I don't want anything going wrong for him. But, you know, the dog come out of nowhere and bit his arm. I mean, it was bad enough that reports were made. So, I just, every fight that's unnecessary, which this one, let's be honest, it kind of is. I mean, does he really need to fight this guy? No.
Nope.
I mean, he's got his title shot. He does need to do it. So, and he's been sort of injured. And this bloke ain't going to piss fart around. I don't think he's here yet either. Has he left the States? Does he live in the States, or does he live in Mexico?
I don't know, but you would imagine that if he's probably going to be showing up like this week if he's not there yet. The fight's in 13 days.
No, he's not. He's not here yet. It'd be all over the socials if he was.
Yeah, you're right. They'll make sure main event. They'll make sure they show him getting off the plane in the airport.
Well, yeah, coming out of the airport, not actually getting off the plane, but coming out of the airport. There'll be enough boxing media.
Well, yeah, meaning that, you know, like how main event does, like once a fight, you know, like once they're building up a Tim Tszyu fight. You're the one that told me they go all out, like, you know.
Oh yeah. But no, he's not got here yet. But as I said, young, strong, in his prime, good experience, hard hitter. So it's going to be, and a Mexican style, which is what Tim Tszyu based himself off, because that was Costa's style, was that Mexican style of fight.
Yeah.
So
well, he's going to be right there. So we're going to be here doing Fight Week coverage for the press conference, and I haven't covered the Tim Tszyu weigh-in in a while, so I'm going to actually be covering the weigh-in on the channel as well, along with covering the card here from the States. Closing thoughts?
I have to give a shout out to Justin Frost. I said I'd give Frosty a mention. Former soldier like myself, so I want to see him get up. I think he's fighting for the 140 Australian title again. I believe he had a really good trilogy with another bloke a while back, so I think he's going for that again. So I hope he gets up. But no, I think the undercard is actually pretty good considering that they lost Liam Wilson off it. Liam Wilson, I think, hurt his ankle as well. I mean, all these boxers are hurting their ankles. I don't know what the hell's going on, but they also be hurting their ankles.
Okay, my man Justin Iceman Frost, 13-2-1 with 4 KOs. Shout out to you, Justin Iceman Frost. Yeah,
Frosty, good bloke. I can't remember what unit he was at, but he's a former Australian soldier like myself, so obviously I'll be going for him. And an Afghani vet, so, you know, kudos to him.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
All right.
So looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Once again, all the links to the podcast are down below in the description box, and the links to Big J's social media. And if you're listening on audio format, please make sure you leave a review or a like or a follow for the Fight View 360 Boxing Podcast, which basically we made it very simple. So now all you have to do is Google it, and it'll pop up for any of your listening platforms, whether Spotify, Blog Talk. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Google. And shout out, it's taken a long time to get here to get our podcast actually recognized. I think we just got our Google listing maybe just not even a week and a half ago. So we're easy to find. You can find me at TstreeT Controversy on Twitter, and Big J, boom, right there at the bottom of the screen, or at Old Mate Big J. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We'll see you likely next week as we start building up for Tim Tszyu versus Carlos Ocampo. Oh, and you're going to hear from us this weekend as well for Shanika Johnson versus Ellie Scotty. That's a championship fight and a very big card. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.